When the first light of morning touches your window, do you know that the Blessed Mother is already waiting to embrace you in her love? In today's prayer, we will entrust the very beginning of our day to Mary, the gentle mother who never abandons her children. You'll discover how to find strength, peace, and courage to face every moment with her guidance. This prayer will help you begin the day not in fear or worry, but in confidence that you are held in her arms and led to her Son. Today's prayer is titled, Morning Prayer to the Blessed Mother. Begin your day in her arms. The first light in the mother's embrace. Beloved sister, as the dawn rises, your heart is given a choice to step into the day with burdens pressing heavily on your shoulders, or to place yourself in the arms of the Blessed Mother, allowing her tenderness to guide you. The first light of the morning is not only the start of another day, it is a holy invitation. Each sunrise is God's silent message. My mercy is new for you. And who better than Mary, the Mother of Mercy, to help you receive this gift with an open heart? When you wake, perhaps you feel the weight of yesterday lingering, unspoken worries, hidden aches, or the simple exhaustion of many years. But in that very moment, Mary bends low over you, just as she bent over her child in Bethlehem, and whispers to your soul, Do not be afraid, for I am with you. To begin the day in her arms is to remember that you are never abandoned. She, who carried the Savior of the world, also carries your cares. She looks at you not with judgment, but with deep compassion, the same compassion she offered at Cana, when she saw the needs of others before they could speak. In her heart, your life, your struggles, and your joys are treasures she lifts to God. Think of the first breath you take in the morning. It is like the first note of a hymn, and Mary desires to turn that note into prayer. She wishes to take your first glance, your first step, your first thought, and wrap it in grace, so that your entire day becomes a song of trust. Beloved sister, what would your days look like if every morning you allowed yourself to be embraced by Mary? If your first word was not a complaint or a sigh, but a whisper, Mother, I am yours, lead me to Jesus. The Blessed Mother does not ask for grand gestures at dawn. She asks only for your heart, fragile, weary, or joyful, to be placed in her hands. She's like the gentle light of morning that does not startle, but softly reveals the beauty of creation. So too does she reveal to you that you are beloved, chosen, and never alone. And yet, there is a deeper mystery to this morning prayer. Why is it that beginning your day in Mary's arms can change not only your heart, but the entire course of your day? Mary, the guide of your day. Beloved sister, you asked in your heart why beginning the day in Mary's arms can change everything. The answer lies in who she is for us, the gentle guide who leads each soul to Jesus. Morning is not only the opening of your eyes, it is the opening of your soul to the journey ahead. And Mary, the Blessed Mother, walks this journey with you. St. John Paul II once said, "To Jesus through Mary." It is the most simple and secure path. These words are a key for every believer who desires to begin the day in grace. They remind us that Mary is not the destination. She is the bridge, the faithful hand that takes yours and places it into the hand of her Son. When you start your day in her arms, you begin on the surest path toward Christ. Think of a traveler setting out at sunrise. Without a guide, the path may be confusing, full of hidden dangers or detours. But with a trusted companion, every step becomes lighter, every fear is eased, every choice clearer. Mary is that companion. She has walked the road of faith before you, from Nazareth to Bethlehem, from Cana to Calvary. She knows the terrain of both joy and suffering. She knows how to walk steadily, even when shadows fall across the path. When you entrust your day to her, you are not placing your trust in a distant figure, but in a mother who is near, who sees, who understands. She knows the quiet weight of your heart, the appointments that worry you, the illnesses that drain you, the relationships that sometimes bring pain, and the small hidden sacrifices no one notices. She gathers all of this and whispers to Jesus, "My child is tired, my child is anxious, my child longs for peace." Lord, bless her today. This is why beginning the day in Mary's arms changes everything. Because the moment you give her your heart in prayer, she becomes your intercessor, your shield, and your comforter. She covers you with her mantle, that same mantle under which the saints and the Church herself have always found refuge. Beloved sister, imagine your home in the early morning, the quiet, the light slowly filling each room, the day still waiting to unfold. If in that sacred silence you lift your heart to Mary, you will find that peace enters your dwelling. It is not the peace the world gives, fragile and fleeting, but a peace rooted in God's presence. Mary brings that presence into your home, into your very breath, because she always brings Christ with her. This is the hidden strength of the morning prayer to the Blessed Mother. Begin your day in her arms. It is not only a prayer for comfort, but a prayer of transformation. By entrusting your morning, you are inviting heaven into your day. The Blessed Mother takes the ordinary rhythm of life, preparing meals, speaking with loved ones, facing work or responsibilities, and places them beneath the blessing of her Son. Suddenly, the simple becomes sacred, the burdens become lighter, and even struggles are filled with grace. Now I invite you, beloved sister, to take a step of faith. Let this prayer become not only words spoken, but a declaration of your heart. Please write in the comments the words, "Mary, guide my day." Let it be your testimony, your act of surrender, and your gift of encouragement to others who also long to begin their mornings in her arms. Your small act of faith, joined with the voices of many, becomes a chorus of trust rising to heaven, and through it you will see how the Blessed Mother, your gentle guide, makes every day a path toward Christ. The ordinary day transformed by Mary's presence. Beloved sister, we have spoken of Mary as the guide of your day, the one who leads you safely into the presence of her Son. But now let us pause and see with deeper eyes how her presence can transform even the most ordinary hours of your life. For the truth is this: when you begin the morning in her arms, the whole day is marked with a sacred seal. Think of the hours that stretch before you after sunrise. They may appear simple, preparing breakfast, tidying your home, answering a phone call, or perhaps stepping outside into the world with errands and tasks to complete. On the surface, these seem small, unimportant. Yet when Mary is invited into these moments, they shine with heavenly meaning. Why is this so? Because Mary carries Christ wherever she goes. Just as she carried him hidden in her womb, bringing blessing to Elizabeth in her visit, she carries him into your day when you entrust it to her. Every simple act of service becomes a reflection of her own humility at Nazareth, her own patience at Cana, her own steadfast love at Calvary. Beloved sister, perhaps you feel sometimes that your days are repetitive, unnoticed, or too filled with small duties that no one values. But Mary whispers to you, nothing is wasted when it is done with love. If you fold laundry, she reminds you of her quiet work at home. If you prepare food, she reminds you of her tender care for the Holy Family. If you sit in silence, weary from the years, she reminds you that prayer is powerful even when it is only a sigh. This is the mystery of her maternal presence. She lifts the veil from your eyes so that you may see the holiness hidden in the ordinary. And this is why starting your morning in her arms changes the rhythm of every hour that follows. The Blessed Mother teaches you to live each task, each word, and each breath as an offering to God. But there is more, dear sister. Mary not only transforms the ordinary, she also prepares you for the unexpected. How many times does a day bring interruptions, sudden trials, or small crosses that weigh heavily on the heart? A difficult conversation, a doctor's appointment, a phone call that brings worry, or simply the fatigue that grows as the day continues. Without grace, these moments can leave you restless, but with Mary beside you, they become opportunities for faith. Remember how she stood at the cross. In that darkest hour, she did not run, she did not despair, she did not curse the burden placed upon her. She stood, silent, strong, trusting. When you entrust your morning to her, she gives you that same strength, that same grace to stand even when the day brings pain. Beloved sister, imagine what your heart would be like if every challenge you faced carried her presence within it. How would you walk into difficult conversations if you knew Mary's hand was on your shoulder? How would you endure loneliness if you felt her mantle around you? How would you offer your fatigue if you remembered she is whispering your name to Jesus even as you struggle? This is the open door she offers when you begin your day in her arms. Ordinary life becomes a holy offering, and trials become occasions of grace. But there's still a deeper question to ponder. How does Mary not only transform your daily moments, but also bring peace into the very relationships that fill your home and heart? Mary, Queen of Peace in your family. Beloved sister, you carry not only your own burdens, but also the concerns of your family. The home is the place where love is tested, where patience is stretched, and where wounds can sometimes go deep. Many of your prayers rise not only for yourself, but for your children, your grandchildren, your husband, or even loved ones who are far away or estranged. And here too, the Blessed Mother desires to enter. She is not only your personal guide, but also the Queen of your family, the Mother of Peace, who longs to bring harmony where there is division, tenderness where there is silence, and healing where there is pain. Think of the home at Nazareth. It was simple, small, and hidden from the eyes of the world, yet it was filled with the presence of Mary, Joseph, and Jesus. That holy home teaches us that a family does not need wealth or perfection to be blessed. What it needs is love, patience, and the presence of God. And it is Mary who can bring these gifts when she is invited into your household. Beloved sister, perhaps you know the ache of seeing tension at the family table. Perhaps you know the sorrow of children or grandchildren drifting away from faith. Perhaps you feel the silence of an argument never reconciled, or the fatigue of carrying responsibilities alone. These wounds can make the heart heavy, but Mary understands them all. She too knew the loss of Jesus in the temple, the exile into Egypt, the grief of separation at Calvary. She is no stranger to family struggles. When you entrust your family to her in morning prayer, she covers them with her mantle. She whispers their names to her Son. Even when reconciliation seems impossible, her intercession works quietly, softening hearts, opening doors, and planting seeds of peace that bloom in God's time. She is patient, for she knows that healing often comes slowly, but she never abandons those who call upon her. Beloved sister, your prayers have power when placed in Mary's hands. Do not think they go unheard. Each Hail Mary you whisper in the quiet of the morning is like a rose you place at her feet. She gathers them, binds them with her love, and offers them to Jesus as a bouquet of intercession. And her Son never refuses what his mother presents with such tenderness. Consider, too, that Mary teaches you how to be an instrument of peace in your own home. She guides your words to be gentler, your patience to be deeper, and your presence to be more consoling. By staying close to her, you become more like her, a woman of silence, strength, and compassion. In this way, your family will feel her peace through you. This is why the morning prayer to the Blessed Mother, "Begin your day in her arms," is not only a prayer for yourself, but also for your household. When you begin the day in Mary's embrace, you invite her to walk through your rooms, to touch the hearts of those you love, to protect your family from harm, and to heal what is broken. Beloved sister, I ask you now for a small but powerful gesture. Please write in the comments these words: "Mary, bless my family." This act of faith, shared publicly, is like lighting a candle before her. It is your declaration that you entrust your loved ones to her maternal care. And as many voices join together in this prayer, it becomes a chorus rising to heaven, a living testimony of trust in Mary's intercession. And yet, beyond the peace of your family, there's also your personal heart, which often feels loneliness, weariness, and the longing for comfort. How does Mary, your mother, meet you in those tender places of your soul? Mary's comfort in your loneliness and weariness. Beloved sister, even when the house is full, there are moments when the heart feels alone. It may be the silence after the children and grandchildren have left, or the ache of remembering those who are no longer here. It may be the weight of illness or the quiet burden of advancing years. Loneliness and weariness often come in the hidden hours, when no one else sees, and yet in those very moments the Blessed Mother draws closest. Mary knows what it is to walk through the shadows. She experienced exile in Egypt, the daily labor of Nazareth, and the grief of Calvary. She bore the silence of watching her Son suffer, and the emptiness of his tomb before the glory of the resurrection. She understands loneliness more than any other mother, and this is why she can be such a tender companion to you. Beloved sister, when the heart grows tired, prayer sometimes feels heavy, and the words seem far away. But Mary does not wait for eloquence. She listens to your sighs, your tears, even your silence. A single whisper, "Mother, stay with me," is enough to draw her near. She does not come with noise or demands, but with quiet presence. She places her mantle around your shoulders and lets you rest. Think of her as you might think of a mother sitting beside a sick child in the night. She does not leave, she does not tire, she does not abandon. She simply stays, watching, loving, and comforting. That is how she stays with you in your weariness. She does not erase all pain, but she fills it with meaning and surrounds it with peace. Perhaps you rise in the morning already feeling drained, the body slow to move, the spirit heavy with yesterday's concerns. In those moments, the morning prayer to the Blessed Mother, begin your day in her arms, becomes a lifeline. By giving her your first moments, you are letting her carry what feels too heavy. She does not ask you to be strong, she asks you to let her strength hold you. Beloved sister, the weariness of life can sometimes whisper lies, that you are forgotten, that you are too weak, that your days hold little value. But Mary contradicts those lies with her gentle truth. She says to you, "You are my beloved child, your life is precious, your prayers matter, your love has power." She reminds you that in God's eyes nothing is wasted, not your suffering, not your age, not even the tears you shed in secret. When loneliness presses in, remember that you are never truly alone. Mary's heart is always turned towards you. She sees when you sit quietly in your chair, when you whisper prayers in the silence, when you look at old photographs with longing. She is present in all of it, not as a distant figure, but as a living mother who shares your life. Beloved sister, imagine placing your head against her heart. Imagine her arms encircling you with the same tenderness she gave to Jesus. That is the reality of prayer, an unseen but deeply real embrace. And from that embrace flows courage, the strength to take one more step, to offer one more prayer, to smile even in fatigue. The comfort of Mary is not only for the lonely hours, it is for every moment of weariness. She is there when you do not feel strong, when you cannot carry the day. She is there to remind you that even weakness entrusted to God becomes a prayer. And yet Mary does more than console, she blesses. At the close of day, as you prepare to rest, she leans over her children to place her blessing upon them. What does this blessing mean for you, dear sister, as you begin your morning in her arms and prepare your whole day under her care? Mary's maternal blessing for the day ahead. Beloved sister, there is something profoundly moving in the thought of a mother blessing her child before the day begins. You may remember, perhaps long ago, how a mother's hand rested on your forehead, or how a grandmother whispered a prayer as you stepped out into the world. That blessing was not only words, it was love, protection, and strength poured into your heart. And this is what Mary, the Blessed Mother, does for you every morning when you turn to her in prayer. To begin the day in her arms is to receive her maternal blessing, a grace that covers every moment, every choice, every step you will take. It is as if she places her hand upon your head and speaks silently to your soul. My child, you are not alone. My mantle will shield you, my prayers will accompany you, my Son's mercy will guide you. Beloved sister, this blessing is not abstract, it is living and real. Think of the day stretched out before you, the meals to prepare, the calls to answer, the tasks to complete, the worries that may come. With Mary's blessing, none of these are faced in isolation. Her intercession goes before you like a gentle light upon your path. She asks Jesus to give you patience when your strength runs low, to give you peace when anxiety stirs, to give you courage when uncertainty presses upon you. Imagine walking through your home after prayer and knowing the rooms are blessed because Mary has entered with you. Imagine stepping into your day, carrying her presence in your heart. This is the gift of her maternal blessing. It does not remove all struggles, but it surrounds them with grace. Even if the day brings difficulties, you can face them with calm, knowing the Mother of God has prayed over you. Beloved sister, perhaps you sometimes feel too small, too weary, too ordinary to receive such a gift. But Mary's heart is not reserved for the strong or the perfect. She delights in blessing those who feel fragile, for she knows that God's strength shines most beautifully in weakness. She comes precisely to the ones who say, "Mother, I need you. Stay with me today." Think of her blessing as a cloak. In ancient times, a cloak was a sign of protection, warmth, and dignity. When you pray to Mary in the morning, she wraps you in her cloak of love. That cloak shields you from discouragement, warms you in times of coldness, and reminds you of your worth in God's eyes. Wherever you go, you carry that covering with you. Beloved sister, the maternal blessing of Mary also extends beyond you. When you ask her to bless your day, she pours her care not only into your heart, but also into the lives of those around you. Your children, your grandchildren, your neighbors, anyone you meet, can feel the quiet peace she has placed upon you. Through you, her love becomes visible in a smile, a kind word, or a simple gesture. This is why the morning prayer to the Blessed Mother, "Begin your day in her arms," is more than a devotion. It is a way of living under her blessing. It is waking with the certainty that you are loved, that you are guided, and that every hour of the day is held in the gentle intercession of the Mother of God. So as the morning light fills your room, lift your heart and ask for her blessing. Whisper, "Blessed Mother, I entrust this day to you. Cover me with your mantle and lead me to Jesus, and believe that she hears, that she responds, and that she never abandons those who turn to her with trust." Beloved sister, in her blessing you will find courage. In her blessing you will find peace. In her blessing you will find the quiet strength to carry the day, knowing that every step is taken beneath the gaze of a loving mother who never sleeps, never forgets, and never ceases to pray for you. Conclusion and blessing, morning prayer to the Blessed Mother. Begin your day in her arms. Beloved sister, we have journeyed together through this morning prayer, lifting our hearts to the Blessed Mother at the dawn of a new day. You have seen how she embraces you as a tender mother, how she guides you to Jesus, how she transforms ordinary tasks into sacred offerings, how she brings peace into your family, how she comforts you in loneliness and weariness, and how she blesses every step you take. To begin the day in her arms is to walk in safety. It is to rise not with fear, but with hope, not with heaviness, but with grace. She is your companion from the first light until night falls, and in her maternal care you will discover the courage to live this day with peace. Now let us receive a blessing through her intercession. May the Blessed Mother wrap you in her mantle of love, so that your heart is steady and your soul at rest. May her gentle guidance lead you always to Jesus, that every moment of this day may be touched by his mercy. May her intercession bring harmony to your family, healing to your wounds, and strength to your spirit. And may Almighty God, through her prayers, bless you and keep you In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Go forth into this day, beloved sister, knowing you are not alone. You are carried, you are cherished, you are blessed. Walk in peace, for the Mother of God walks beside you.